Hello and welcome to Trading 5 Talents. This is week 6 of using my daily Ironfly trading bot on Option Alpha. So I want to go over the results and some of the observations that I have since I updated my bot last week. So here on Option Alpha, again, if you want to try this auto trading platform, there's a link down in the description to sign up. So right now in my bot section, these are all the bots that I have running, and you can see there's a lot fewer than I had as I showed in previous weeks. And that's because I completed my testing on all the different 20 different iterations of the Ironfly. And what I have found is I'm going to be using this one right here in blue, and I've just been calling it the Flybrid because I'm combining a whole bunch of different aspects of different bots I've been using. And basically it's a daily Ironfly 10 DTE on SPY, and I have a 25% stop loss or a 50% profit target, and that's it. There's no trailing stop, there's no shrinking trail. It just runs just like that. So that's my live version, but I wanted to also compare it to other versions of the Ironfly strategy that helped make the Flybrid, and that's what these are down here. And in a couple of weeks after I have several trades run, then I'm going to make those comparisons to see did it really perform better than each of the individual components. And so we'll see that in a couple of weeks, but that's what these bots are. So if we just take a look at the Flybrid, the blue one right here, you could see that I have 5 positions open, and I'm just skipping over the dashboard right now because it's not as helpful because I have changed this bot over the course of several weeks. So it's not going to be as representative as if I just had made no changes. So I'm just going to go to the positions right now. You can see I have 5 open positions currently right here, and I have these closed positions. So this past week, I only closed 2 trades. That would have been this one right here. Well, they're both closed on May 11th. One for $285, one for $27. You can see some canceled trades right here. So I'll go over those in just a few minutes. But overall, I was profitable for the week. And I posted that in the community section as well, just 2 trades. I'm in a sort of transition period right now. So previously I was using 7 DTE Ironflies. Since I've switched to 10 DTE Ironflies. So these 2 trades were opened when I was opening 7 DTE Ironflies. And then I updated my exit options to 25.50, 25% stop loss, 50% target. And that is for 10 DTE Ironflies. So these 2 are sort of, again, in that transitory period, that's why they were held for so long, 6 days and 7 days. So one closed on the day of expiration, and then the other one closed right before, and you can see these are the gains for them. I did make some observations with these 2 trades. Let's look at this one here, expiring on May 11th, and you can see I made 4% profit, $27. It's not much, but it only got up to 26%. That was a good amount of money, a good amount of profit. It never hit my 25% stop loss, but what I was concerned about was assignment. And so I thought, and I haven't done anything yet, but I thought that maybe when it gets down to 0 DTE or 1 DTE, then close for a smaller profit. So let's say 25% or 30% or whatever it happens to be. However, I didn't make any changes yet, and I'm not committed to that because, again, these 2 trades are in that transition period. These were only 7 DTEs, but I was going for 50%. I think it might change. I'm not sure, but I think it might change when I have 10 DTEs going for 50%. So we'll see how it plays out this coming week. But that is something I did notice because I could have captured a lot more profit had I, shrunk that or reduced that profit target. Okay, let's take a look at these canceled trades. And you'll notice this one here on May 8th. We also have one down here on May 3rd. That was from last week. But okay, so this canceled trade, this was an open order and it was canceled. Same thing here on May 12th. You could see it's an open order and that was canceled as well. Now, what I'm finding, and it seems to be more frequent because it happened, 2 times in this past week, and it's happened before. And I've noticed other people asking about it in the community section as well. And that is when this bot tries to open an Ironfly, it has the pricing, this pricing procedure. So if we go to the bot settings and then go to the entry scanner and we look here at open Iron Butterfly. So we'll click on that. And okay, so down here under price, if we click on this, you can see this is at normal pricing right now, and so it's up to 4 prices, 10 seconds each. So what's going to happen is it's going to start at the best fill, and if it doesn't fill at that price, like open position at that price, then it's going to try for 10 seconds. If it doesn't open, it's going to go down. It's going to go down to a not as optimal price, and then it's going to wait for 10 seconds and try to open it. If it hasn't opened, it's going to do it again for the 3rd time. If it doesn't open, it's going to do it again for the 4th time. If it doesn't open by that 4th try at the 4th price, then it's going to cancel that trade. So since that's happened twice, there has been one suggestion of maybe just running this automation again at the next 15-minute interval. So if it didn't open it the first time, it would open it 15 minutes later. And I think that's a really good idea. Another idea that you could possibly implement is just adjusting the bid-ask spread. So maybe go higher than the bid-ask spread. So it will try, a wider range of prices and then hopefully get filled that way. So I'm going to do one of those two. I'm not exactly sure which one I'm going to do for this coming week, but I think I need to do something, because the only way that I'm knowing if my trade was opened is if I get an email at noon when this bot opens a trade. If sometime afternoon I realize I never got that email, then I know that this open order was canceled. So I'll have to go back in and then manually open a trade. So I'll do one of these two things. I'm not exactly sure which one. But if you wanted to, some people have asked this as well, how do you just manually open a trade? Well, what you can do is you could just click on this run here, select the entry scanner automation, and then run automation, and then it will run and try to open the trade if one hasn't been open for the day. So that's the way you can do it. So another thing that I wanted to mention that I've noticed this week, actually I didn't notice it, someone else noticed it. If we go over to the community section, you can see Option Alpha also made a lot of updates this past week, and they're all summarized in this post right here. But what I wanted to show you is this observation. So if you just go to Trading 5 Talents, I just search for it, and that's why I put my name up here in the post. That way I can search for it later. And I think it's this one right here, the blue one. And then you'd have to scroll all the way down. It would be nice if there was a button right here that just took you to the bottom of the page. I'm sure there's some shortcut. I just don't know what it is. All right, so let's scroll to the bottom of the page. Okay, so right here, this post right here, this was just yesterday from Stephen or Stefan. I'm not sure. I'm sorry if I didn't pronounce your name correctly. But so 2 411s, 2 412s, and a 413 open right now. These are the Ironfly center strikes. These are the short strikes. And, he says that I don't like having so many bunched up together. And so, yeah, definitely, if you have that cluster, he makes a really good point. If the market drops or takes off, they're all of them are going to blow up. So Todd says, I've been there. And he also had a suggestion. What he's done is he's closed out the oldest position with the same sold strike, just as the one that's open. So if these go in chronological order, so for example, he's got 2 411s. I'm assuming he would close one of those 411s. If he's got 2 412s, he'd close one of the oldest 412s, just so all of them aren't clustered together. I think that's a really good idea. And then, so I asked if there was an automation for it. I haven't heard back yet. Maybe he's just manually closing out. I'm not sure. But then Keith had this suggestion. I don't know if there's an automation out there already or if we're going to have to create it, but sort of this de-risk button. And basically, when you click it, the automation would pick the position least likely to make additional profit based on DTE, and then it exits that position. So you click it again, and then it repeats the process, and basically you're taking more risk off the table, locking in your profits, and avoiding too much of a cluster around just a very narrow range of strike prices. So that's something I'm going to be looking into this week as well, because I'm not sure if you saw it in my positions here. So here are my live positions. So these are my center strikes here, 413, 411, 410, 412, 412. So between 10 and 13, I've got 5 open positions. So again, if the market opens up, gaps up or down, or just swings wildly this next week, then yeah, all 5 of them could really be in danger, and obviously that's not a good thing. So how to reduce that cluster around a narrow range of strike prices, that's going to be something I'd like to tackle this week. If you have suggestions, leave them in the Option Alpha community so that other traders using this bot or something similar can benefit from those ideas. So if you have any questions, please leave a comment down below. Or you can find me on Option Alpha and then message me that way. Until next time, trade wisely and take care.